Hi, everybody, and welcome to Jordan United Church of Christ with me, your favorite pastor. Thank you for joining us for what we hope will be a series of regular podcasts where I sit down with someone either in our church or in our community, talk about their spiritual journey, talk about their relationship with the church, what impact the church has in our own members and our community and the world around us. And so thank you for joining us for this very first time. And today I'd like to introduce you one of the deacons on our consistory, Patricia DallaPiazza. Mm-hmm. And Patty, thank you for making time for us today to sit down for this podcast. Mm-hmm. So let's begin with a little bit about your history. You didn't grow up here at Jordan. You joined more recently. So can you tell us a little bit about your spiritual journey that brought you to Jordan and members of your family?
Certainly. I grew up in Allentown, and I went to Dubs Memorial United Church of Christ.
I remember that church.
3 generations there.
Wow.
And when they began closing their doors about 7 years ago, maybe a little longer, my sister and I were finding a place to take my mom, and she has her grandparents in the cemetery out back here.
That's amazing.
So we brought her, and she showed us where they are, shared many wonderful stories with us that we hadn't been aware of.
Yeah.
So we started coming here. And the more we came, the more comfortable we became. And that's how we became members here about 6 years ago.
That's amazing. It's kind of neat that you had a connection really through the cemetery. So sometimes those connections are very important to us historically. It was really sweet that you could bring your mom here. And certainly those of us who have been part of the Lehigh Valley for a while remember Dubs with much gratitude. It was a wonderful church, had a wonderful legacy, and I'm so glad, as you know, now that the building is still being used as a main office for the Lehigh Conference of Churches. I was a board member there at one time, and I was part of that conversation. So I'm grateful that Dubs continues in a different way.
Yes, my parents would be very, very happy about that.
I'm sure they would be.
Yes.
Well, we're really happy that you're part of Jordan. And not only did you get involved by just joining the church and, coming on a regular basis, but you were invited and then joined the consistory as a deacon. So now, our consistory is the governing board of the church, if you want to call it that, with 8 elders, 8 deacons, and we have a separate a president, who is Scott Rarig, and Linda Townsend, who is our recording secretary. So, and then I report directly to the consistory on a monthly basis about my activities and the activities of the staff, and I'm accountable directly to all of them. So as now a spiritual leader in the church, how do you see the church? I mean, what's from that vantage point of actively serving the congregation as a spiritual leader and helping to lead us? What would you say from that perspective about the church?
Well, first of all, I was honored to be asked and be part of the consistory. And in the 2 years that I've been doing that, the spiritual friendships that I have made,
nice.
And I have been mentored, because this was a new thing for me, but everyone on consistory was mentoring me. I don't want to mention anybody's name because you don't want to forget somebody,
right.
But it's been a wonderful relationship going, and I've learned so many things from each and every one of them.
That's great.
About how to get out into our church community and how to make a difference with people.
That's
so
great.
They know that you're making decisions for the future. You're making decisions that help every other group in the church, and I'm very comfortable doing that.
And I'm glad that was a good segue because you said spiritual friendships.
Yes.
You must have been listening to my sermon on Sunday.
Definitely.
And I talked specifically about that. And I'm really glad to hear, because I didn't know this, that you felt that you were really strongly mentored. That's one of the hopes that we have at Jordan, to bring people into leadership. We need to really mentor people to help them understand what their responsibilities are, to not just say, well, here you go, good luck. It's like pushing you off the edge. I'm a terrible swimmer, so don't push me into the pool, because they kind of gave you some lessons, and I think that's really great.
And I think you find that I have found that in every group that I've been a part of.
Nice.
Like I started helping out at Thanksgiving.
Oh, right.
And that's very special to our family.
Yeah.
I come from a big family, and so does my husband. So what we've done now is Thanksgiving is not just one day. And we've shared that with our children and our grandchildren. So our family may have Thanksgiving the weekend before, and then my husband will have it the week after. So that if anybody wants to serve on that day, you feel free to go serve, feel good about helping other people. It's just one of the best days that I have here at the church.
That's great.
People are so thankful.
Yes.
I think we served over 300 people last year.
Yeah, exactly.
But even joining that group the first time, I was mentored by the people that knew what they were doing.
That's great.
Because you can't just step in and feed 300 people.
Right.
Yes. So really, I felt that in every group that I've joined.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. I'm really glad. Again, I'm learning a lot from you just by having this conversation. I'm glad to hear it.
Yes.
Because that's, I think, very, very important for us. And, this is about our maybe 14th or 15th year. And we've had some folks have been involved since the very beginning, but a lot of new folks coming in as well. And to be able to continue doing the excellent job we do. It's, again, this week, this year, on Thanksgiving Day from 11 to 2 in the social hall. We also take meals to those who are in high rises where the kitchen may be closed or there's no other meal available that day, a congregate meal. Maybe they will be with family or maybe not. If they wish to have a free meal, we don't charge anything. And it's an amazing ministry that we have. And I'm very grateful that, as you say, you were kind of mentored so it can continue, that it not dependent on one or two people.
Correct.
If they no longer wish to do it, no one knows how to do it.
And every year now I meet someone new that's coming into it, and they all get so much out of it.
Yeah.
And really, Thanksgiving is not just one day. We've said that in our family for many, many
It's
years.
a season, isn't it?
And it really is.
Yeah.
It's really my favorite season.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, we even served during COVID.
We did.
We had all the drive-up meals. And I think the thing that I learned from the folks who came, it's not just about the food. Some people, that may have been a really, really good meal for them. But it's a sense of inclusion, of welcoming, that they weren't alone. I've sat with people who say, I remember one man in particular, since his wife's death, his Thanksgiving Day has been what we used to call him a TV dinner. I'm not sure what you call it. There's probably a better name today. In front of the television watching football games. And now he comes every year, and he's so grateful, and not just for the food, but for the welcome that he receives. So he looks forward to it. And so it's people like you and our other volunteers, and maybe some of you would like to get involved, and we can certainly post the information about how you might get involved. The other place I wanted to talk about that you really got involved is in Back Bay Mission.
Yes.
When we started that outreach, it's a United Church of Christ mission in Biloxi, Mississippi. So tell us a little bit about that experience, why you may have gotten involved, what you got out of it.
Oh, gosh. Well, first of all, my sister Lois and I had been considering it, but we weren't sure. We said we will just work around the community here in the Lehigh Valley.
Sure.
But we went to a meeting, and we met Linda Lenhart that day.
Yeah.
And the information that she shared with us about Biloxi, Mississippi, we just signed up that day.
Oh, that's great.
We hadn't spoke to our
Linda's
families
pretty
or anybody. We just signed up, but it was an honor to be part of the first trip from Jordan. Yep. And I was telling Adam, our IT special guy, I made friendships there that are for life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, because you know people from church, but till you spend a week with them, and you see the change that you can make there. And I was lucky enough to provide the meals for all the people there with a group of other ladies that helped me and gentlemen. It was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And people there are so thankful for the littlest thing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, and we were thankful for you because we all have different gifts. And your gift of helping to budget, to make sure that all of us had 3 meals a day and we could be strong and well and didn't have to worry about it. We got up in the morning, coffee's made, the breakfast is ready, had all the food for our lunches, scrumptious dinners, and lots of choices, including my daughter, who vegetarian, vegan. You always had special things for her. It was a tremendous gift that you gave us. And
thank you.
Thank you, because Paul says that we each have a different gift.
Correct.
You wouldn't want to eat my cooking. So I'm very grateful that you were able to help us with that. So just thinking a little bit ahead, as you know, a lot of folks no longer attend church. We live in this post-Christendom age, as some people have called it, where in the past you could kind of assume that some of your friends would be going to church, and if they didn't go to your church, they went to maybe a neighboring church. Not so much today. We live in a very pluralistic society, which is not a bad thing. People of faith, but there are a lot of people who, if you ask about their religious affiliation, kind of give you the blank stare, because it's no longer where they really connect. So what would you say if some of those folks might be joining us on this podcast about the value of being involved in a church? Again, you're just not you're a spiritual leader at Jordan. So what advice would you give them? What would you say to them? What impact does the church have? And why might they consider, maybe for a second time,
certainly,
the value of a faith community?
Yes. Well, I invite everyone to come to Jordan United Church of Christ. We have services at 8 o'clock and 10:30 on Sundays. When you come, you'll be welcomed at the door by one of our consistory members, and we'll show you around and where to go. And you will feel a difference when you sit in the pews with the people that we have, our congregation. You will be greeted with a friendly smile, and you will definitely leave with a feeling of peace, or whatever you need that day, whether you're going through a death, whether you have an illness, or hopefully it's a happy occasion. You'll feel a difference and take it with you, share it with your friends, and share it with your family. And that's how I feel every Sunday when I leave.
Good.
Yeah, the really, one of my favorite parts of coming is when you first come in, we have like a prelude. It's very comforting, and we have beautiful music.
Oh, absolutely.
To get yourself prepared. And now the pastors are doing the series, which I really enjoy. It's a series that follows through a few weeks, and you follow along, and you just feel like you're part of that series. And I just love taking it with me and sharing it with others.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So we're going to start to wrap up now. So just what do you like to tell the folks who would be joining us on this first podcast? Anything else that you want them to know about the church, the impact that we have? We say where love is what we do.
Yeah.
That's our vision. And I think we do a great job of living into our vision. Our mission is to teach Christ's way in all that we say and do. So any closing thoughts that you'd like to leave with those who will be joining us on the podcast? Hopefully
you will come and join us. And in our bulletin every week, we have about 5 pages of how you can take opportunity to join in a small group, a larger group, or even like the Thanksgiving meal. You can help cook the day before. We don't have to take up a lot of your time. You can meet some people that might interest you, and you might even meet a friend here.
Absolutely.
That you've known before, and you not realize that they go to Jordan UCC. We are making a difference in the community, and I think we all feel that. We help with Family Promise. We help with families that are trying to get some things together, and all they want is somewhere to sleep and have a meal. It's a simple way to help out.
Absolutely.
So you will find a way, and you will want to come back, most definitely.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much, Patty. I really appreciate you. Are a blessing to me and to our church, and I want to say thank you for all that you do and for the gift that you are to us. And thank you for joining us today at our very first podcast. And to, build on what Patty just said, there's a lot of ways to get involved to make a difference for God in our community. So I hope that you'll join us in the future. God bless you. See you in church.